All right, all right, all right. It is a great day to be a Team Heretics fan, and it's about to get even better because we've got Benji Fishy here with us in the studio, and Kaquka joining me, of course. First of all, Benji, congratulations. What's it like to go back to your winning ways again?
Oh, it feels good. It feels like, you know, when we win the game, finally be able to go up on the stage and bow again. Oh my god, it felt so good. I was actually saying, like, while we're walking up, man, it's been so long. It's felt like yeah, I mean, okay, for me it's felt like forever. So, you know, it was really good. I'm super happy.
It's the little things in life,
Exactly.
little things in life. Before we went live, you were kind of talking about a particular round where I think VIT was popping off. You were trying your best. I think this is a round. I could be setting you up to fail. But talk me through this.
Okay, so I told Analysts to bait. I'm gonna go for a long flank, and I'm like, as soon as he died, I'm like, okay, I know this is gonna work 100%. And oh my god, this is so ugly. I see them from behind, and okay, I suck at killing people from behind, so I go for the guaranteed kill instead of the others, which, you know, you should go for the people that, you know, can actually shoot back. But yeah, no, I kind of panicked. But then Woot saved it, so it does not matter. Look at me, look how hyped I am. Oh, I was so happy. I was so happy.
Yeah, exactly. That's the exact way that we were feeling. You know, you were celebrating with him, of course. That was his debut, but he did miss a lot of VCT. Now that you're back into your winning ways, right?
Yeah.
Abu was saying about some things that you fixed. What do you think has been the biggest change between kickoff and this stage one?
Between kickoff, I mean, I think a lot of it, you know, I think after kickoff and Masters, like, we were playing super well. But then we had like this period where we came back to Masters, like we beat Fnatic, but then since then we weren't really playing how we normally play. And I think, you know, this week after BBL, like, we've been preparing super hard and just trying to fix mistakes. I think recently we started getting back to our old ways of, like, it's mainly just like communication, team play, like the important stuff, like apart from shooting. And yeah, recently we've been doing really good, and I think it showed in the game.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I just want to gas up your boy VIT a little bit. Yeah. He saved your life there. Yeah. We don't even remember your whiff because we were just thinking about that 3K so hard.
So we made sure that everybody else remembered.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but on Sunset, he actually set a record this stage for having the most assists on a single map.
Really?
With 19 assists in 15 rounds.
No, we mentioned it because he was on, like, I think he had 7 kills and like 15 assists, like, so early. It was like in the first half. It was nuts. I don't know how he did it, to be honest. Actually, he was going for X's. I say, like, because Liquid had a few ecos and they were just dying to the.
Oh, yeah, a few of them.
Yeah.
Let's call them a few.
So he would just make sure to knife them to get the assists.
Mate, he's smart. I'm gonna gas him up even more because after that series, I'm gonna overreact. Okay, you guys definitely take my word face value. But after that series, he's currently leading worldwide in terms of KD, higher than Aspas, higher than all of the boys out there in NA and Pacific. Can we just say that he's the best player in the world right now?
I mean, I think it's been proven.
Yeah.
If the stats prove it, then I mean,
stats don't lie.
Stats do not lie. So I guess he is the best player in the world.
You agree, Kaquka?
Oh, totally, exactly. As a stats person, I totally say that he is the best player in the world currently.
Okay, I'm glad we settled that. I feel like now NA, they have to kind of watch him a little bit and be like, we got to be VIT, we got to get higher stats than that guy.
No chance.
But let's talk about the next match of today, because after your win, you've kind of thrown a little bit of spanners into the works. You know, the group standings, the permutations are kind of going up and down here because Kaquka, of course, both of these teams are still in playoffs running, but it does feel like Vitality might have a slightly harder job to do than Gentlemates.
Yeah, exactly. I think that the jobs is pretty much the same. You mentioned that it's a harder job because Vitality actually has to play twice this week, right? That can be ruthless, but the situation for Mates isn't any better, right? So I think that whatever happens, Vitality has to come on top today if they want to keep thinking about those players, just because of how the Alpha team is looking.
Yeah, luckily if Vitality just win the remaining of their games, they will lock playoffs no matter what. There won't be any sort of like tiebreaker things.
And of course you want them to win.
Oh yeah, I'm a Vitality fan for life now. I mean, okay, for one day.
For life.
You want some honey?
For one day, I am a Vitality Ultra. Like,
is the Golden Hornet?
Golden Hornet. Yeah, there you go.
I'm a Golden Hornet for today.
A new Golden Hornet. I bet the Gentlemates fans are loving that. But it feels like Mini was more of a kind of Gentlemates fan, even after they beat them last week, because he said here, scores aside, Mates have an interesting playstyle, and I can see us incorporating some of their concepts in the future. He's a little bit ominous there, but I do want to go into this and segue this into our segment, which I know everybody loves, Contender or Pretender. Benji and Kaquka, I'm going to give you a couple of things. I want you to tell tell me, do you think they're a contender or pretender? And I'm going to start right from the beginning. Kaquka, you'll remember what you said last time. Do you think at this stage, as a contender for playoffs, are Team Vitality a contender now? Because you said they were a pretender before.
So a part of me just wants to go against Salah, just because it's Salah, and I just want to go against them. So I'm going to say they are a pretender because they will make it to playoffs and then they will be bombed out round 1.
Ooh,
wow.
That's,
all right.
That's bold. Wait,
Benji?
am I go now? Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I believe Vitality are very good. Okay. I'm going to say contender. Okay.
For playoffs?
For playoffs, yeah. Okay. I don't know how they're going to do after playoffs, but I believe they're going to make playoffs, yeah.
Why?
I think they've got a pretty good team, man. You know, I was playing against Safe. He kind of destroyed me. I'm going to be dead honest. He did kind of destroy me. You know, we have these little 1v1s on Icebox mids sometimes, and he kind of owns me. But, you know, I'm working on it. We'll figure it out.
I appreciate the honesty. I mean, now you're Golden Hornet, you have to say
Yes,
they're
oh yeah,
a
no,
contender.
I'm a full believer. I'm a Vitality fan.
Oh.
Actually, the colors are not that off, so you're good.
Close enough, right?
Yeah.
Salah's going to love that answer. But let's move on to the next one. I mean, Mini said that he kind of he can understand the playstyle of Gentlemates, but I want to kind of go one step further and talk about the Gentlemates Phoenix. Is this Phoenix pick, Benji, you think a contender or a pretender?
Phoenix pick specifically, I like the Phoenix pick. Okay, I think only on some maps, you know, I think their playstyle kind of like resolves around, you know, getting the Phoenix ults, you know, having these sort of set rounds. Like anytime we play against them, like they just have so many set rounds. Like they know what they want to do from the start of the round, it feels like. But me personally, I'm not a fan of their playstyle. I don't like the way they play. So in general, I'm gonna say pretender.
I'm gonna say contender just because I feel like saying the
different.
opposite. Yeah, I feel like that. No, and I do agree with Mini. There are many things in that playstyle that we can take apart and actually study. I love how every team has a different style or different things that they want to achieve this year, and how they look at the game and the perspective that they have is different. I do think it needs some finesse in, but I think that there are very, very cool ideas in the way that they interpret the maps.
You think that, so they're a contender for their playstyle. Oh, I like it. Last but not least, obviously the Gecko meta is in full swing. Every single team seems to have adapted. We even saw Koi finally bringing out the Gecko last week. But Gentlemates, they just don't like the Gecko, it feels like. So do you at this point, Benji, think the Gecko, in general, the Gecko agent is a contender or a pretender?
100% a contender. I mean, I think like you can tell just by how many teams are playing it now. Like it is so strong. Like the buffs have made it super strong. Like the 10-second like flash, you can just infinitely get util. Like it's crazy. And just like Wingman in general, like it saves you on so many maps. Like on binds, you know, getting the plant down on default without like a Sage Wall or like anything is quite hard. So having a Wingman little guy just going in to go try plant, tank all the damage, and then you can do anything. You can try fight them while the Wingman's planting. You can flash out a smoke, whatever. Like I think it's super strong.
Contender for me. In this one, I have to agree because I'm a huge Gecko fan. I agree with everything you say. I think that the cooldowns are ridiculous right now. At the beginning of the day, we were talking about how when Astra was introduced to the meta, her cooldowns were double as they are today, right? Sorry, half as they are today, and they had to like nerf it super hard because of how strong she was getting. With Gecko, I feel the same. I think that they altered a couple of things that made him too strong.
In which case, do you feel like Gentlemates are maybe living life on hard mode by not adapting?
I think that Gecko will get a slight touch-up and in the form of a nerf, and then we will all think the Gentlemates are geniuses because they foresee it.
You agree, Benji?
You know, I think they've got their own style of playing. You know, if they don't want to touch Gecko, that's not my problem. That ain't my problem. They can do their own thing, you know. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with whatever, to be honest.
You just want Vitality to win.
You
just want them to win so bad. Do you have an allegiance in this race, Kaquka? Do you want Vitality to win as well?
I actually do. I agree. I really like the team. I like how they're innovating as well. I think that most of the teams that I like and support are the ones that are innovating. That also brings me, to the maps that we might see today. But for me, Vitality has to make it to playoffs so they can lose in round 1.
Oh, wow. Salah's going to be in your DMs today.
Oh, he will.
He's not going to be liking that. But what about Gentlemates on the other side? Because we talk about how, Liquid, they were struggling because we just don't see an identity in them. Whether we like it or don't like it, it feels like Gentlemates, they have an identity. They are here. They want to make it work. So maybe, Kaquka, you think that's inherently good for our league that we have a team like Gentlemates?
I think so, yeah. Also, we need to keep reminding ourselves ourselves that this is their first year on the league, right? They haven't been very successful until now. They found some success, right? But I think that they're still finding the pace of what it is being here, living this day to day, and how exhausting some things can be.
And speaking of that, Benji, I feel like this is kind of cliche, but there's not just one way to play this game. You know, there's so many different ways. Do you have a preference? Any playstyles that you feel very, very interesting that maybe you guys don't do?
That we don't do? I mean, if I think about teams in particular, I don't know. I really like how Sentinels play. You know, right now they're kind of in a bit of a, you know, slump, maybe. I think it's a lot of it's due to like being so exhausted from Masters, but I think the general way that Sentinels play is very good. I think they've got very good chemistry. Like their team play is very good, and I think that's kind of what we try to replicate, like in our own sense. So. Yeah.
Also, Clove is available from today. Do you think that they're going to be played today? Maybe, you know, Gentlemate's playstyle fits into it?
Maybe, I don't know. Clove isn't very, like, there's no stopping power, right? Like, compared to, like, Omen's got flashes, like, and then you've got, I don't know, Astra, like, pulls. Clove, you just got the decay. You just got the decay nade. So, you know, it's not the strongest agent, but maybe. I don't know.
You can double control it, you know?
You can go double control. I think that's the only way that Clove is really going to get played. I don't think you can play Clove as a single smoker.
Kaquka thought Safe would be picking
Hear me out.
Do you
Safe
agree?
and Clove. Think about it.
Yeah?
I mean, Clove suits his
Fighting 1v1 mid on Icebox.
I see it.
Who's winning?
I do see it. I understand. Yeah. Well, I understand. Yeah, he's pretty good, so he could pull it off probably.
Is that what you want to see? You want to see other teams maybe play Clove first?
Yeah. I mean, us personally, I don't think we're gonna mess with Clove, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see in a few.
Oh, poor Boo. Let him have some fun. Let him have some fun. But we are gonna head to walkout in just a moment. But before we go there, I know who you guys want to win. But how about actual predictions? Put your brains on the line here. Vitality versus Gentlemates.
I mean, I need to see the maps. But actually, before, you know, I have my notes on what I expect Gentlemates to permabind that bind. I think that there is going to be a lot of shooting, a lot of maps with a lot of range. I want to see a 2-1. I want to see Gentlemates to put up a good fight.
Ooh, Benji?
2-0 Vitality.
Oh my, he's sticking with it.
Let's
He
go.
is sticking with it. Thank you. I love having a new Golden Hornet with us from here. But of course, these two teams, they are very, very familiar with each other. They played against each other a whole bunch of times, but it's about who's going to show up here today. Here's Gentlemates and Team Vitality. This is not the first time, not the second time, but the third time we've seen these two teams on this very stage. At kickoff, Gentlemates only played against Team Vitality, but it feels like they've come a long way since then. Of course, Benji, you've played against Vitality already. If you were Gentlemates, what would you be looking out for?
Just don't aim dual safe is what I'd say. I think that's a pretty good...
safe thing to say?
Yeah, safe thing to say. Just don't aim dual safe and you'll maybe be okay.
Well, I hope Existence is listening to you. And Kaquka, this is the maps that you were so excited to take a look at.
Oh, I love the fact that Vitality have gone for the ban on Ascent. I think that is what makes the most sense for them. Gentlemates stays with the bind. And I think it's so interesting to see Icebox being the first map picked here. Knowing that Gentlemates, this is the only map that they play with a more standard composition.
This was your map pool when you played against Vitality. The exact same maps here.
It's going to be a hard game for Gentlemates. I'm going to be dead honest. It wasn't fun to play against them, if I'm being honest. I wish Gentlemates the best of luck.
Okay,
wow.
so then I love that we have you here because, of course, we can expect Vitality to run that KO Gecko on Icebox. What do you think is the strongest thing about that way to play? Also combining it with a race, you know?
I don't know. I think like they have so many good ults. Like they can start like if they get some good momentum, they can start cycling really good ults like KO, Gecko, Raze ult. They can exec like super well. I think that's like part of the strength for the comp is like just the ult abilities.
It felt so annoying having to play against.
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a fun comp. But on the other side, Gentlemates, it feels like, you know, they stick to the what used to be meta, what Fnatic are going with as well, just the box standard stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be very surprising what we find in this first map. Also, the second one being Sunset, you know, as a Sunset expert yourself, you know how cool that can be. But yeah, let's go back to the Icebox, because of course there's a lot to unravel here, especially if Gentlemates stake with the comp.
They do not. They finally play the Gecko.
And they're gonna go. Oh my god, they're going
to
to go a duelist list into this map. I
This is what you guys
absolutely
were-
love
I like
this.
it. Wait,
right?
I mean, yeah, we were playing no duelists. Wait, is that our comp? Maybe that's our comp. I don't even. Oh, it might be our comp. I
They
don't
joined
remember.
your comp?
They might have, yeah.
So they got a chance now?
Just don't angel safe. Really. I mean, I think that's still there. But yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
And Kaquka, what about if they can take down safe? What else?
I mean, there is a lot to unravel. I think that the way that Kicks and Runner have been fitted into the team, we do not talk about them enough, even though they're up-and-coming talent from the tier 2. I feel like they've been eclipsed by some of the talent. That's yours to blame. But I think that they make such a good duo. I think that they have so much potential, and we need to see Runner in the runner-up to be one of the duelists of the region.
Well, that was a good one.
Yeah, this is the thing. We didn't think that they were going to adapt to this Gecko, but they finally have. And what a time to do it as well during a do or die a week. Thank you very much, Benji, the newest member of Golden Hornet, to join us. Anything you want to say to the Vitality fans that are probably welcoming you with their warm embrace?
Allez les Golden Hornets. Let's go. Vamos.
Vamos, all right.
Vamos, okay.
Vamos, yeah.
Well, he's still from Heretics, you know, he can't
I
help
had
it.
to whack in there.
Yeah, he has to. And Kaquka, what do you think about that?
I think that his Spanish is great.
Oh.
Well,
Congratulations.
you got
gracias.
Muchas gracias.
you got the seal of approval. But it's time to jump into Icebox. Thank you, Benji. Thank you, Kaquka. And bring in your casters, Pavlos and Tombiz.
Well, okay, it's
Obrigado,
a different...
gozaimasu.
Obrigado. Thank you very much, Yinsu. And yes, it's always great to have Benji Fishy on the desk. Always great vibes. But what is also great is matches like this. Vitality versus Gentlemates, always being a banger. And there's a spice in the mix this time. We're seeing some different compositions.
Yeah, they have stolen your comp, Benji. Just in case you're wondering, this is the comp that you guys run, and I'll be honest, it makes me a little bit nervous because there is a team in this league that nearly always runs double duelist. They didn't on Icebox before, but now they go no duelist, which is something I never expected to see, and Takas has never played Gecko before.
Well, let's see if Gentlemates this time around can win against Vitality. On Icebox so far, they're 0-2 in that score. As we enter this derby, straight up the bat, it's Kicks with flying colours, picking up that first kill.
Yeah, that's not the start you're looking for if you're over on the side of Gentlemates, and you can see that Takas is still going to try and fight this one, really using this almost like a something duelist, and look at the... This isn't even a lurk. This is the majority of the fight.
No idea. And already Senda is there on the back flank, and there's all of the players there to assist them. Takas really needs to unscramble themselves out of the situation. I think they may just have Safe alone, 1v3. Well, Benji Fishy did say don't take an Angel against Safe, a one-on-one, but it's a one-on-3 here.
He's got so much left to clear. They didn't check yellow the first time. I think he'll definitely do it now, and he has hit the dink already.
Well, his tank is low, throws down the wall, no nonsense, no funny business. But he's got to get the spike, it's so far away. And there's also a lurker from Logan. It's Safe we're talking about. VCT EMEA MVP last year. Oh, it might even be a possible fight. Oh, Takas is low and he's scared for it.
30 seconds left.
It's just a chase, Safe, walking it around, but Takas is able to find the better angle in the end. It got dicey, but Gentlemates get the first round locked and loaded.
Yeah, I kind of see what Benji's saying. You don't want to face off against this man when he's in form, but the thing is, that round initially at least was played so well by Vitality, they just didn't check yellow. That's literally the only reason they lose this round, is they are so focused in on killing off Takas that they end up losing it because they didn't expect the second player to be there, which, to be honest, with how far forward Takas was and how far back tank was, you kind of understand why they made that mistake.
That's very true, very true. Great start for Gentlemates, especially considering the map pool. I'm not quite confident on it, right? Both of the first 2 maps that they've got, they haven't had the best history with. Very quick fight with Vitality. Are we looking at a ghost double kill from Runner to put Vitality on top in this round?
It's just an absurd way for these to get going. He's also managed to pick up a Guardian and find another kill. This is, well, from a great round a moment ago to this, maybe one of the worst.
We all got caught with our pants down. That's what this round is. What can Gentlemates do with it? Realistically, nothing much. Taka's got a Vandal, though. If he can get it to connect, not this time. It's incredible how this has changed the tempo of this game, with Vitality not only getting the follow-up to the pistol, but a flawless one at that.
Well, yeah, Bae was saying on the desk she wants to see Runner as the runner-up duelist. I think he's going for the first spot, because to get 2 opening kills off the back of a Ghost, you're not going to get that every single day, and a lot of the time when you have these sort of second round victories, maybe you're seeing like a defensive side stack or a lot of trade kills that roll back in, not just your duelist taking 2 opening fights with a pistol and winning both of them. It is something that you have to talk about when you see this Vitality squad, is there's so much depth in talent. I don't even think so far Runner's actually hit anywhere near the peak that we kind of expect him to, because the rest of the team has made it so he hasn't needed to. This is a team that's already sort of 2-1, and the other thing as well, I think that's really important to talk about with Vitality, they've played the hardest teams they're going to play, in theory. The next 3 games, if anything, I favor them in all of them.
Should be an easy route for them. But if you look on the other side, Gentlemates, not so much, right? Not going to be looking like a great one, considering they've got the likes of Foot, I believe, to be played after this. Not an easy endeavor.
I think they've only got Liquid.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's kind of,
you're right. It is Team Liquid. It is Team Liquid.
It's Mitch's nightmare.
It's wow. That is poetic.
Yeah, it would be one hell of a way. We don't even know how, at that point, things will align, because we've got many more games to go, and Liquid, everyone in their group currently is on 2 wins or more, so it's definitely not a bad spot, and, well, not the greatest of spots for Gentlemates here. It is going to be a difficult round. Baer's obviously keeping that rifle over. I will be honest, he's normally more of the supportive player. Like, he's good in clutch rounds. I think that's where he makes his money. But he has to do a lot here.
Does. Bayaz might be the first in contention. The only player with Gentlemates that realistically has a gun and a chance, but safe instantly, rips his head off his shoulders. So that's going to easily open up this site for Vitality as they waltz right in.
Plenty more that needs to be done. Logan with a Sheriff, always deadly. But I think at this stage of the round, you have to look at Gentlemates and say, any damage they can do, great. Other than that, die to the spike.
Spike planted.
But it looks like Gentlemates are actually going to go for it this time around. Taka's very deep, gets caught. And this just keeps the chances of being further lower for the other Gentlemate side. So there, yeah, they are going to be saving this. But you're right, this is a match that Gentlemates have got to win if they want to have a chance for playoffs. And you know, when the fate is in their own hands, it's still a good thing. It does, you know, they don't really depend on other teams winning, losing. They just got to win this match, and the one against Team Liquid. An explosive end to that round. Andalusia flawless, going out to Vitality. 2 consecutive ones at that, by the way. And yeah, it's exactly what they needed, given they lost the pistol.
Yeah, the thing is as well, Kix being able to pick up those remaining kills is going to put him in a great spot. You're already going to have Thrash online, high impact ult. That's something you can really build up with this Vitality side. Like, if you get a Showstopper vibe, it's a bit like every single ult is high impact. Like, a lot of the time you're going to go, Cypher ult's okay. Like, maybe you look at other things that are going to be in play on the other side, but like a Res, very situational. But every single one of theirs is super high impact. And it looks like they may just build into an early A site execute. The tank getting a bit aggressive.
Yeah, it's not only in the tank, but he's got the reassurance of a back line for him as well. Maybe front line, everybody lining up here, but Runner super accurate on his first engagements. And Vitality, in a matter of seconds, are way ahead in this round.
Yeah, that looked way too easy. Like, that wasn't even like, I don't think they threw a particular pot flash or anything that left them awkward. That was just dry firefights for Runner. He's just won both. And it's exactly the same as round number 2. It's a very bad sign early on for Gentlemates.
And it's brilliant that you highlighted Runner earlier today as well, right? One of the rookies that came into the season and has had high-flying performances. He hasn't really stood out, given that we had so many other rookies that have popped off. But let's be fair, he's one of the reasons why Vitality has done super well the past few times we've seen them play. And he's keeping those stats up, keeping those entries, and pretty much allowing Vitality to play off the advantage every single time. Vitality going for the chase. They've got money for days. They've got no risk in this. And you can see there's this whole swarm trying to close in on the Gentlemates roster right now, trying to get rid of all of the rifles. And are we going to be seeing another flawless? Are we going to be seeing Logan dying here without taking one down with him? That's exactly what we're going to see. A safe gets Logan in bed as well.
There, you got 3 players, 5-on-1 right now for the side of Vitality. Like, it's almost just looking too easy for a lot of these players in their battles. We're now starting to see like the ultimates as well building up. And they might have something to actually play with going into this next round in terms of there's not going to be much on the other side, and they can also just come in with everything.
That's very true. I mean, it's crazy that Vitality did get that thrash very early and still didn't have to use it. And now they've got plenty to their disposal in this attack. A little bit of a slower start to this one. Gentlemates not going for a fast exchange. They do have Natank lurking very deep on that left-hand side. They won't be greeting much apart from keeping the information. Wait, Gentlemates are going in for another fight, though. Historically, it hasn't been that great for them. This might be an opportune situation, given that they've gotten so many players stacked up onto this A site. But still, Vitality are vigilant.
Yeah, I think as well that Dizzy just hit 2 players. So they already know there was a couple aggressing there. You might expect another supportive player, and actually, it's a full stack up. I thought for a second he might go down, but no, it's just going to be surviving.
That's such a massive dagger. They've realized they're full players here, but they've already gotten 2 kills. What's the call here from Vitality? Did they back away? Wingman sitting in, safe on the lurk, but they're still being caught. Gentlemates have got numbers advantage. How did that even happen? Thrash catching one, but how much can be done about this? Kicks on the chase, still 2v2, Natank on the lurk. Do they know of it? Classic out. Judge not really good on the long distances. But now he's close up, and personal! Runner drops, and so will kicks! Gentlemates are right back in the fight!
Yeah, it's a round as well where you kind of look at Vitality and go, you have that lurking player, didn't really push forward as maybe you would have expected. A couple of players caught immediately off the back of the Dizzy, and as you mentioned, the knife as well. So I kind of sit there and go, it seemed like the information was there for Vitality, but it was just those firefights. We see the individuals on this Gentlemate side work it with the pistols. Natank and Takas always up there on the board. This duo has been fantastic throughout the season, but it's just whether or not those rounds can actually turn into anything. Because that's been the major issue. It just hasn't really gone anywhere.
It really has. And Natank is one of those players that has overshadowed the likes of Runner. He's got the top ACS score of the entire league right now. I mean, that's kind of insane given that Gentlemates haven't had the wins that other teams have had. And he's still being able to perform time and time again.
This round at least is not going to be too problematic for Vitality. Still have finances, still have that showstopper. And after Util is broken in mid by the defense, you can already see Safe is going to re-aggress. The thing is, though, it seems like they're just going for those same executes again.
Very true. Quick collapse. Respected by Gentlemates. Runner falling low. But yeah, until that showstopper's thrown out, no engagements will come through. But Safe is being a cheeky man. All the way around. Not even considering mid, actually going up tube instead. Sender keeping an eye out for the lurk on the back end, and Whalers is no more.
They played so well with the utility here. His flank could be absolutely everything. Safe in a perfect position. He's just playing on that timer, waiting for them to try and execute him with 2 players ahead of him so desperately low. Now he can almost just play with them, try and pull them back even further.
Exactly. All he has to do is just stay in that position and just play with the feelings of Gentlemates, because they've got no comfort going in, no comfort falling back. They'll have to try and save these guns, and Vitality, will they let them? Runner on the chase? Yeah, they're just happy to pick up this round as they do sustain their lead. You can see Kicks already. He's thirsty for this blood. He's thirsty to get rid of these weapons. But the job has been done. Yeah, put them to sleep even more.
Yeah, it's more just, I like the way that they're playing with this. I think it's something that Gentlemates are going to have to adapt to. Like, you can't allow Safe to just get in on the flank, especially when you're actually running a Killjoy that should be able to get you that information. We've seen teams, I don't think it was Foot, had that problem with their defensive side where they don't run this Sentinel, that you're going to give up that control. When you do run it and you take that control initially, I'm a little bit less forgiving when things go wrong. Like, they definitely weren't ready for his play, and even though he only gets 1 and goes down, that's absolutely fine. He bought the time that was needed.
I mean, we can see the approach here from Gentlemates. They always like pushing up a little bit, whether that's the sidelines now in mid, up against Tube. No one will be greeting them, but maybe they can break the bots. It will cause a little bit of uncertainty for Vitality as they push closer to this B site. But they've only given an audio cue away here from the Orb. And it seems that Gentlemates have got an inkling of the happenings.
It's lockdown available though, if they want to use it, but in fact they might even be able to just get this plant down for free. Yeah, it's not going to be denied. So now a post-plant lockdown. They've also got themselves Thrash. This is not going to be an easy retake for the side of Gentlemates.
Not at all. I'm trying to look at the utility from Gentlemates, and they don't even have a flash available for them either. Dizzy has just been thrown out. Oh, and it seems to have worked so far. Lockdown is going to delay. It's so huge. The Thrash from Kicks is still there for the guarantee. Whalers approaching, Two trying to sidestep Sender's peak, and the flash on the defuse already. Defused up. Sender running out of bullets, but it seems to not have mattered because they're off the spike. That's the important part. Whalers on the chase, Thrash after them as well, but back on the spike again, and there's not much time to it. Limited visibility, and Gentlemates get the execute.
I can't believe he held that wall for so long. It's just a last-second throwdown of utility, and yeah, that looked like a round that should have gone the way of Vitality. Like, they had the post plant, they had the ults for it. I think just some good utility being thrown in by Takas. Like, I think it was his mosh that forces them out and his flash that leaves them blind. So, I was a little bit perplexed as to why in that moment he's actually using his util, because I'm like, oh, there's a lockdown, you can't even push. It was just to clear yellow, just to clear that angle and give them a little bit of extra space. And then again, on the way in, the tank does the tank things, gets them through with the defuse. Still, it's an incredibly costly round, and well, Vitality are not going to sit back and just let them run away with it. They are right back on their tail.
Runner did the exact same thing he did in round number 2, but this time without the kills. Wait, Sender might be in trouble here, because he's got to check this far deep corner and won't be able to find Logan. So Gentlemate's playing off of an advantage.
I like that. He actually places his util down after, so they can't go in for those late lurks. Again, though, they are going to be able to deny it this time. And now they have to fight forward. Logan in position again, and he's actually just taking over.
He's stepping up. That's exactly what Gentlemates need. Start to have your individuals showing up and getting these frags. And Vitality now in trouble, perplexed. Denied the opportunity to put that spike in the ground. And Gentlemates, all they have to do is play it slow. Wait for their opponents to move into them, but Whalers, discomforted, moves out into the open and gets caught out. Still, Vitality have to go for the push here. Rez will bring another to life, and Logan wants the ace. Only one left to it. Bayaz will steal it, but it's still equilibrium when we look at the board.
He's just playing the ult orbs, you know? That's what he was doing. He was like, you already got your lockdown, you don't need the ace, you don't need it for the confidence. And Logan's another one. Like, you talk about the highs of this Gentlemate side, he's definitely been on the quieter side. Like, he's been someone where you look back at this roster, going all the way to even like previous French rosters as well. He was one of the deadliest players on this Sentinel. And he's definitely had his shakier of starts, shakier of matches. But what a round to take away. Putting them level on that defensive side as well. And what started to look like a fairly dominant start even for Vitality is now level again.
It's fairly fast-paced as well. Every single time, both of these teams forcing some sort of issue. The Viper's a bit preemptive here. But what will Vitality do to react? This time a little bit slow on the pace, but this match, man, whenever Gentlemates, Vitality play up against each other, there's always going to be some feistiness to it. And round 9, we've already seen it happen.
I think they're gambling on the idea that Vitality are going to try and pressure this. They've already put a second player behind the pit. They've got another watching into mid. And less of a defense when it comes to this A side. Definitely a little bit shaky. Maybe just opting to try and play a retake, but I'm looking at where their defense actually is on the map. It's very far forward still. I think now that the Boombot, okay, that makes sense. Now the Boombot's gone in, they are actually going to fall back and just play this as more of a retake. I was a little bit nervous they were just going to brawl.
Vitality, perhaps with a hope that we're able to find someone, some presence, gain an inkling of what the positioning of the defensive lines look like. Poison Cloud unable to cross, Alarm Bot will spot Bayaz on the lookout, unable to find a pick, but Whalers is going in for another turn outside of his own Viper's pit, but he's as comfortable as ever! Triple to his belt and Vitality in the ground. Kicks wants vengeance, but will not be able to live long to revive. Safe, only one against the 4. He might be one of the best this league can offer, but honestly, it might be a tall ask with so many up against him. spot. We'll give an effort for the swing. Valiant try, but Gentlemates have found the lead.
Yeah, I actually think Gentlemates in that round, even though they take it through, they were a little bit unlucky. Their initial setup was spot on. They were expecting a lurk back through mid, they put their utility there, and it actually just took a hero play. Like, that's what it was. They got all the information. I like the fact that Whalers realizes if he stays in his pit, he's either going to get forced out from the front or wrapped on, so he opts to take a risk. That risk pays off massively, and this is what's always been exciting about Gentlemates. They have these explosive players. The way they won Ascension, was it the cleanest Valorant in the world? No, they won some of the most insane rounds you'll ever see. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. A huge round from Logan, a huge round from Whalers. And well, by the looks of it, Vitality might be a little bit rattled.
To double down on what you said, Tom, Gentlemates is a type of team that will play well in the moments that they're most under pressure. Right? Whenever we've seen them at their best, it was when they were about to drop off from a tournament, about to, be in a final, for example, winning Ascension, making it to VCT EMEA. And now they are up against the wall. They have to win this game in order to make playoffs. Perhaps is this what we're seeing? Comfort in discomfort. And this time out here from Vitality, evidence that things aren't going right for them.
Yeah, especially again, how this started, how they've been able to actually do quite well to push and pull the map a little bit, like put people into awkward fights, and then just those players in awkward positions seem to be able to take things over the line. Even still though, financially not too much of a problem. Logan has been reading the book of old school Yumpy and has decided to bring the operator out on the Killjoy. Obviously they don't have a duelist, so it does kind of make sense. If you're going to run it, it has to be on someone, but looking at where he's going, again, he's looking for that mid fight.
You can't be that aggressive either because the lockdown is there, so you can't afford losing it in case of a retake.
First time watching Gentlemates. He was the one that stuck around. He's ready to try and take that fight. No fear. Running out. Oh, it's awkward.
It is. Whalers barely alive after that exchange. 10 points of health. But Vitality not going to take the opportunity to push just yet. They've realized there's a reaction here from the French side. But they do cut noise.
They're going to try and deny the plant, which I think they will do, yeah. Double utility, it's a lot thrown in, but it just makes things so much more awkward for Vitality as they now have to go and pick that back up, man disadvantage, and of course everybody's now here from the side of Gentlemates.
Trex has got both of his flashes left, so this is going to have to be an explosive fight here from Vitality. Lockdown going to come out straight away out from Logan. And won't need to peek just yet. Oh, might he? Bayas triples up, is feeling it today. Andalusia flawless for Gentlemates as they keep it going.
Yeah, they've started to streak it together. They've started to work out what their opponents are doing, these early fights going their way, but also just, again, this is one of the flaws of the composition that's being run by either, well, no, more so by Vitality. When you have that Sage Wall, the real value it brings is you can create some sort of blockade between the plant and anything else. When you send in little bro, your wingman, to try and get the plant, they're just denying it. That's all they're doing. Double utility. They used a fragment and a mosh because they were like, okay, if it's on the corner or if it's not quite in the right place, one won't do it. So let's just deny it and we'll just play from that position. And it's working wonderfully.
That is absolutely absurd.
Ratty.
This time Runner, though, does find the answer at least. Thrash going to be used straight away, though. Vitality don't seem like they want to mess around. They've already been denied the opportunity to be ahead at half-time. So how can they react to this? I'm actually amazed that Takas is stuck by. This might be his downfall, though, or he might be able to change the tide of this round. Well, Wingman has been stopped, and so is the Spike Plant. But this elevation from Tex is just so dangerous for the rest of the players from Gentlemates to start moving, and it's already evident with Bayas' cross instantly put in the dirt. And Vitality finally have some comfort to this. Within the Viper's pit, they can hide the Toxic Screen as well, giving some space for Runner. But instead, it's Trex to lose his life. And Takas is going all the way around, behind. How does he work around it, though? Because he still can't see his opponents. Still, it's anyone's game. Oh, but Kix reveals himself to win! The intuition in Takas' head is absurd. And there's still an opportunity for them. Whalers is the one to find the final kill, but Gentlemates are keep on giving.
I love watching this team. It genuinely at times is just sheer lunacy. Like, you've got the wall to start it off, nice trade, but it's just the fact that, I don't know if he saw like a gun barrel or something, or if that was just like, I'm just gonna tap. No, nothing. No, absolutely nothing. Just decided, I guess, that's gonna just clear out a Viper's Pit. It's gotta be infuriating. And wow, Existence has got a little smile on his face. I can't really blame him. 5 rounds in a row now for the side of Gentlemates. A map that was chosen by their opposition because of, again, some of the struggles we've seen from them. The last time they played this was versus KC. They lost 6-13. They've already got 7.
Yeah, I mean, in the same matchup, the last time these two teams played Icebox, it was 13-3. Kind of mad. And this time, Gentlemates have brought a twist that Vitality did not expect. So far, so good on the defense. We'll have to see how that works out on the attack. But for now, one more round left in the half. And Runner might be in trouble here. 2 players lurking around here from Gentlemates, and go for the double swing. Quick way to find yourself numbers advantage.
Where's the support? If he's claiming an orb, you need somebody watching around that angle. We know the Gentlemates are not going to shy away from a fight. Especially in the last round, that orb is going to be worthless in the end. You've got the lockdown at least. That might get them into an afterplant scenario. But again, just look at some of the ults that are already online and are close for the side of Mates.
Saw you, Mosh!
He's breaking the wall. Oh no, he's not. He's just stuck on the step. I thought there was something in the way. He's just stuck.
Well, it did take him a while, but he will get to his spots. Thrash in response. Safe. Can he save his teammate's life? It's Kicks to do so. But Takas needs to check every corner. They could be anywhere, because they've been quite ratty thus far. But the lockdown will allow Vitality some room to get the spike down.
There's so much util still available, though, for the defense to try and get back in. They've got flashes, nano swarms, snake bites, and even little bro to try and help them.
Mate, they've won with numbers down and the Viper's Pit on the sides. Making it work with a numbers advantage should be a walk in the park, unless Kicks can do something about it. This is a position he hasn't taken before, but turns around. Not the timing he would have liked, but at least Safe and Trex have got something going for them. But Takas, this game, he has stood up and gets Gentlemates the final round of this half.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I'll be critical of Gentlemates in some of these matches is that they've kind of overcooked, and also I feel like they've narrowed themselves down to a composition that revolved around a Phoenix, revolved around maybe a Yoru or some aggressive flashing sort of duelist. In this case, they've gone for a composition, they've seen another team run, maybe they've run it in scrims, we don't know, but it looks great. We're seeing the individuals pop off as well. There's not one player that I'm going to be like, this guy's carrying them, or yeah, it's Natang just doing everything. No, he's second on the board, but there is a very minimal difference between the rest, and everybody's had their big moments. And that's what we love about Gentlemates. When they're on, it seems like everyone's just performing.
I mean, coming into this one, we looked at the maps, we said maybe this is quite bleak for Gentlemates. Everybody had them as, you know, the underdog, and definitely showing up here, definitely making everyone to second guess themselves. They've got double the amount of rounds Vitality have, and I believe it's a 6-round winning streak for them as well. Logan already with first blood and the second pistol of this game, and he might want to keep it going. That's aggressive. He doesn't even have friends, and he gets the job done.
But yeah, that was basically a 3v1, and he comes out with 2 kills. A dink hit by Natang as well. They are feeling confident at this stage. Okay, spike not planted. All right, Natang. Maybe a little bit overzealous, but look at the HP. 11 and 12 for the side of Vitality.
One bullet should do it on either of them, easily.
They're not going to go around.
Oh, we're talking about Gentlemates here, Tom. They are going to go around, and Kicks, no, he's not looking at them! And instead, Wailers gets to pick on Sender. This is bloody upside.
Oh, they're waiting as well. They're so ready for absolutely everything. It's just these mid-rounds again. And look at the position of Takas. He's just waiting for him to try and come back through mid. This pistol couldn't have got any better for them. A huge opener for Logan. A great reposition as well from Mates, calling off the charts. And while Vitality, they're not looking good at this point.
It's the same thing over again. Keep them on their toes, keep them thinking, keep them second-guessing. Keep them having their eyes on their backs. Watching out every single corner won't be enough for Vitality. Because Gentlemates are everywhere this game.
It's one of those games as well. If you're like a scoreboard warrior, you just sit there and look at the kills. You're not thinking this is 9-4. Like, genuinely, just look down. It's actually ridiculous how close a lot of these have been, but in those big round scenarios, in those clutches, that's where Mates have been better. by a hefty margin. And while obviously this round, Vitality can't really afford to invest much into it. You're going to have a Sheriff, Ghost, not much more. It has to be a gamble. It has to be a risk taken. And actually, for now at least, Gentlemates are taking this one quite slow. But bear in mind that that's what this comp sort of allows them. You've got an awful lot of utility that you can play with, extra flashes, that you have the knife as well, you have the dizzy, everything that can find you out where this stack is going to be. And then if it comes down to it, you can just use the wall to get you in an afterplant, and with pistols, there's not a whole lot you can do about that.
No, not really. Last time Vitality lost the pistol, they had an answer to it. Not quite as fruitful. No 2K for runner straight away. A tank is looking to get up and send this face.
This is not how you meant to play a Sage.
There's no way, and he's going even further. And again, Kix is not ready for it. You've got to have your gun out every single time, every moment of the game. If you don't, you might as well die. Well, if you do, you might die anyway. Gentlemates have turned up with thirst for blood.
That's the pistol player. That's the only guy who had a pistol. That's why he was playing like a lunatic, because it didn't even matter if he went down in this round, just earn up an extra orb. But that's another Andalucia flawless. And honestly, this looked like, you know when people go into like one of the other gamers, like playing Unrated or something, and then they upload clips to YouTube and it's like, look at me playing Sage in a real game. This guy's doing it in pro games. He's just running around having a laugh. Putting up grim walls, just doing that. It's crazy.
Absolutely ridiculous.
He's a maniac.
Insane. But we're the insane asylum here, because we're the ones witnessing it.
There's my buddy.
How does Vitality even come back from this mentally? They've got guns now, right? They've got something to work with. But it's the final straw. Lose this and you'll be losing the game. Your own map pick, by the way.
Yeah. It's more so as well, this bonus has a lot to it. Like, you had the one pistol that went and farmed up all the kills, then you have the rifle that's brought back up, so it's Bulldogs alongside a couple of Vandals. Mates as well, normally pretty good on their attack side of most maps because of that sort of structure of training that's been created by Existence. And, well, once they get in the afterplant, they're evidently safe as well as Caught. He's gone for that peek into mid, and with the tank already getting that opener, I'm really nervous for Vitality.
I am too. Gentlemates knew that their fate is in their own hands, that they need a win here today. And honestly, it looks like they want it more. Onto this B site they go. 2 defenders for Vitality, not a bad read. Sender, though, not going to play the safe. Oh, this is going right after him. But he had to give away his position. Goes for the outside swing, but Logan is there ready to deal with him. And as long as this round goes, the more Vitality feel like they're behind. Spike going to be going down. What's the answer here for Vitality? Well, not much, because Bayas is going even further. Again, not allowing Vitality to set up, not letting them feel comfortable, but it's Shreks. If this is the round to bring Vitality back, then I don't know what we're watching here.
He's been given the jewels, he's been given the fights,
wow.
But eventually Takas is going to be the one to put him in the grave. It definitely got a little bit dangerous, but again, this is a much more disjointed Vitality from what I'm used to seeing. That was barely a peak, but you could see Sender force into the open, no one really dared to back him up, and then just, again, like runner left. It basically just came down to these fights where, yeah, mates are just going to go running into the site as a group, and we're now looking at this, they have won 9 rounds in a row. There's been no response for a long, long time.
That's crazy. I don't blame Salah for taking a timeout here, because Vitality, honestly, obviously under pressure, they've started to take risk. We're starting to see isolated fights come out for them. We start to see unassisted fights, whether that's orb collections or over peaks. They're getting a little bit in their heads here, and we're not, we're not strangers to seeing Vitality get into their own heads. They've had struggles closing out maps. They've had struggles closing out series. We're not strangers to this at all. But yeah, Salah's trying to put them back in their place here. Get serious about this one.
I also think just Gentlemates, like a lot of the time you're going to see Gentlemates either play very, very sort of like close games or games where they look fantastic, because a lot of the time they'll drag teams into their style of play. Yeah. So like look at the way that at that round, for example, Sender going for like a bit of a ballsy play. We saw Whalers do exactly the same thing in the last half and get 3 kills. And that's the thing, is like, you look at this and go, okay, they're pushing me. I want to try and bring the round back into our favor. And they're like, you're playing our game now. You're in our court now. And that's the thing. They've come into this, looks incredibly well prepared. They're running a composition that is not very Gentlemates-esque, and it looks good.
It really does. taking a page out of Heretics' playbook, and so far looking pretty spicy. And honestly, we haven't really seen too much of their attack, to be fair. It's all been Vitality being trampled over. Maybe we'll get a chance here, but it's pistols for Vitality. They've got to respect it. It's going to be one of those rounds that we've seen so many times before over on this A site take.
Bomb grenade out.
But maybe they need a bit of a confidence booster. Save getting a couple of Sherry headshots. Starting to feel that he can smash heads again, because that's what they know how to do. They've got really great players on this Vitality roster. They need to remember that of their capabilities, right?
Yeah, the annoying thing though, again, about what Gentlemates is running with this comp, is you have all the utility, minus obviously Runner's Raise, to just clear every angle. Like, you can have a Fragment, you can have Nano Swarm, Snake Bites, whatever you like. Then you just have a wall. So against pistols, you just spending all your time breaking it.
Well, that's explosive. And it looks like Gentlemates will get an Andalusia flawless. It looked casual, it looked easy, probably because it was that round.
Yeah, no, again, once this gets into an afterplant, especially when you're up against pistols, it's so difficult to get back in because, again, they're happy to brawl. A crazy streak of rounds. 10 rounds in a row.
Double digits.
We were looking at a scoreline that was in favor of Vitality. The first few rounds, it looked pretty scary for Gentlemates, but the turnaround has been impressive. The stand-up from their individuals has been even better.
It's been one of the criticisms from Gentlemates, right? They do have very good shooters in the likes of Logan and Tank, but it felt like the rest of the team fell a little bit far behind. They're all shooting today. They're all alive. They're all participating in the action. And maybe that's what they were missing, really. I mean, we knew that's what was missing, but definitely not this game.
Sender again's under serious pressure. I can only assume this is going to be a retake, because there's not really much he can do, especially with a Thrash already looking to clear some of those close angles.
He's still close to the action, though. And with Save's first blood, there might be an opening, but Whalers has been caught behind. Good thing they throw out the Thrash, because there's no way, I don't think they would have expect this. Easy pick. Can they just find the landing here? A little bit troubling. Bayaz again being sneaky. No way. No way, they don't check this.
Oh, it flashed him.
Oh, no way! They still don't check his corner! No bloody way! Still 2 kills. Hasn't been the timing for them. Oh my God, it could have gone either way. But Vitality get the stick in the end and calm us all down.
That might be the most annoying thing about Wingman. It's just that he has to shoot Wingman because it's diffusing, but he doesn't want to because he wants to get a kill. So it's sort of like you have to try and choose the lesser of evils here, and unfortunately for him, he's not quite able to get anything done.
Safe was looking the other end, so the only player that could have possibly spotted the Dizzy hitting him was not looking the right direction. That's why he went unchecked for so long.
Well, the streak has been broken. It's 10 of the last 11 rounds, still an awful long way to go. Runner's Operator really didn't get seen in that last round, so that's again going to be aggressively taken. Look at the pace, though. Mates are just running it down.
They really are. Press W, press mouse 1. That is your recipe of success at this point. Sender, what on earth can you do here? It's a completely different setup for Gentlemates this time around. Vitality need to find the answer. They've got to know how to deal with this, otherwise it's over on map number 1, and they're down their own map pick. Takas wants to go aggressive, and for good reason. Runner finally puts him to rest. But how much more can you find? Sender's in the fight, still on site. He needs reinforcements, and he doesn't quite have it yet. Gentlemates playing this together. Now Tank finding presence. A triple already to him, and he knows exactly where Runner's going to come from. Trex is going to try and assist, but it's all too lost. It may all be in vain. A 1-on-3, that just cannot be. It's Gentlemates, but there was nothing gentle about that first map.
I think we were owed about 3 aces within this series that all ended up being 4Ks, but what an incredible turnout from Gentlemates today. They've always looked good when it came to facing off against this Vitality roster. Honestly, Vitality need a response, Pavlos. I guess we'll see after the break.
I know a place that will break you into 1,000 pieces. Stay away from them. Stay away from Lorca, Paco, and Picasso. Don't ask about Lola. I Caballo Grande. Ay, Dolor de Nieve. But, in spite of everything, it occurs to you to visit Andalusia. Don't say I didn't warn you. Be careful of the Andalusian crush.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin, former professional Counter-Strike player and VALORANT coach. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle, you're going to be able to fight this.
Red Bull gives you wings.